so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
Welcome to Thoughts for Rent, Realtors Keeping It Real. I am Mac Zerflu with the McKenna team at Keller Williams Realty. Sitting next to me is
Jenni McKenna, the owner-broker of McKenna Property Management.
Wow.
I didn't know that we had started when you were singing.
Oh, yeah. That's the intro to the Johnny Carson show.
Okay.
For those of you who, we watch that together. What are you talking about?
Just towards the end.
Anyway, we're here to talk about real estate, life, and all other things that pop into our mind. But today, we're kind of going to talk a lot about real estate, I think.
Yes.
Because we have a topic, and Jenni is going to break it down for us.
Yes. Did you tell everybody that our podcast is Thoughts for Rent, Realtors Keeping It Real?
Yes. That was the first thing I said.
I wonder if it was because the music threw me off. I didn't know if I had heard that
What?
or not.
I'm going to do that all day now. But anyway, what are we talking about today, Jenni?
I want to know, is buying real estate still the American dream?
You asking me?
I think that's what we should dive into.
Yeah. I think so too. That's a great topic. The American dream. First of all, the American dream is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, by the way. Some people think it's life, liberty, and happiness, but no, it's the pursuit of happiness because happiness is not guaranteed. But that's neither here nor there. What we're talking about is buying a home and making that part of your American dream.
Well, I know that when I was growing up, and of course my father is a real estate agent, so a lot of real estate, verbiage was going around my house at dinner table. I was always told that buying a home is the American dream. And you got to try and buy it as quickly as you can. And then, of course, if you can hold it, you hold the first purchase and you rent it out, and then you go get your second purchase. Now, we should have done that when we bought our first house. We bought our first house, and then we ended up deciding to sell it to go get into the bigger house. Wah, wah, wah.
I know.
Yes.
Everybody has that story if you've been living in homes or investing in properties, or everybody can talk about when they had their first house and then they sold it to go buy their bigger house. And then 15 years later, that first house was worth so much more money. I shouldn't have sold it. It's a common, actually, I was just talking to a client today who said the exact same thing.
I think we've heard it a lot. We've said it ourselves. I hear it all the time.
We may be getting ahead of ourselves.
Why?
Because that can come later. That's a little bit about how real estate can make you money.
I gotcha.
I think, first of all, we need to talk about what it means to own a home, because I grew up in a family where my parents were married. We had a home. When my brother and I were born, we had a home. They owned it, and they got divorced.
Ooh.
So they sold that home. My mother remarried and went on to always buy the home they live in.
Okay.
Like they never rented. But my father, for the next 50 years or so of his life, never owned a property.
And he was a veteran.
He was a veteran.
That's crazy. That's crazy, Max. Why
but that's
did you
mentality. We're talking about the mentality of home ownership. My father didn't want to worry about any of that. He said, I'll pay my rent. Someone else can take care of maintenance. I don't want to own a home.
Yeah, but okay, so the American dream means that when you buy that property, it's a significant, thought of success. You're no longer paying somebody else's mortgage. That is your home, your walls, your backyard.
Boom.
I mean, yeah, granted, there's repairs that need to be done, but I mean, the research shows that home ownership is what you really need to start wealth, to have legacy.
Well, my dad, he's passed away, rest in peace. What, are you getting mad at him? Or are you going to let it go or what? I mean, geez.
Okay, let's just unpack that for
If I hadn't have met you, I might be doing the same thing. Who knows?
Well, let's unpack it. Your father had a VA eligibility. He could have bought a home for $1.
Correct.
$1.
As he would say, correct it.
I know. I don't know why he didn't do that.
And then on the other side of the coin, my mother and my stepfather, and we lived overseas for a while. Then that we rented there just because of certain parameters. But since coming back to America, it's always own. You and I got married. I was 27. You were about 14? You were so young. I can't remember.
I wish.
You weren't 14. You were 21.
I was 23.
You're 22.
I was 23.
You're 22.
I was 23 when we bought our condo.
Yeah, but when we got married. Okay. We bought the condo right. I'm like, for me, I was like, what are we doing? Buying something? Jeez. Because I had seen my father's experience. But then we bought that one. We bought it home. We bought a next home. I think we've moved like 6 times since we've been married. So we're a realtor's dream. They love us because we keep buying new homes.
This is true.
The average is supposed to be around 7 years. I think it's kind of gone up lately. But that's the thing. We decided we're going to go for home ownership, thanks to you. And we've gained wealth through that, which takes me to the next thing is that home ownership leads to personal wealth.
Legacy wealth.
What's that?
That is when you pass it on to your family.
No, we're spending every dime.
Well, okay, you and I think differently, but the truth of the matter is when you have properties that are appreciating, yes, you and I, let's just use our example, we can utilize that wealth during our lifetime. But during our lifetime, if we pass and we have children, they will actually benefit from that wealth. So
Absolutely.
That's the legacy wealth that I'm talking about.
I like it. If you take averages around the country, the estimated net worth of somebody who rents is around $8,000. If these numbers are not right, I'm sorry, I'm not taking them. I don't promise.
No, you're pretty close.
Estimated net worth of somebody who owns a home is $400,000. The average. So the average estimated net worth is like $400,000 more if you own a house, if you take that plunge. Because when you buy,
let's talk the benefits. Just real quick about owning a property. One, the appreciation, obviously. And never sell a property when the appreciation is not what you want it to be. Just hold on to it. 2, it is your property, so you never get kicked out. If the owner, if you're a renter, you know how owners will kick out renters. You'll never have to worry about not having the roof over your head because it's your property.
Absolutely.
3, you get to decide what your wall colors are, what your decor is, what your carpet is. Everything is very much your decision. So that becomes more personal for you. You walk through the door, it's a whole different feeling when it's your property compared to a rental. Let's not talk about, or not let's.
Is there a 4?
Let's talk about the tax benefits that you get when you buy a property compared to when you're just renting a property.
Are there? I don't really know. I'm not a tax accountant, but I guess you can deduct some of your interest you pay and all that stuff.
Correct.
We're realtors, so we get extra tax benefits.
I know. Because once you're a licensed realtor, there's kind of a little category that helps us on the taxes.
So those are some pros. You got any cons for owning a house?
Well, the only con that I can ever think of is the fact that I'll say 2 cons. One, in order to buy the property, there is a bit of a sacrifice that needs to be done because there's that down payment. It's hard to get that down payment. And I will tell you right now, your mortgage is probably going to be more than what a rent would be for the same property. Today. Okay. Second
that's a rough con because you're getting money to put into a house that's going to be equity you're building. And so it's a sacrifice, maybe not a con.
Okay. But at this point in today's world, a $2,100 mortgage on a townhome, that same townhome, I would only rent out for $1,900.
Okay.
So that's where that difference is.
And depending on where interest rates go, depending on where affordability goes, where prices go, that can fluctuate. Sometimes a mortgage can be more. Sometimes rent can be more.
I would say that in all my 30 years of being in real estate, there was only a time where your mortgage was actually less than a rental, and that was when the mortgage rates were 2.5%. And it really was almost equal. It didn't even go below. It was just kind of fluctuating at the equal.
What's your other con?
Repairs.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
I like to say that a house is a living, breathing thing. I know it's not a human, but it is. It needs work.
And it can be naughty. It can be naughty person. It can be hot water heater breaking down, air conditioning breaking down, roof caving in. And natural disasters. I mean, Las Vegas, not too bad. But if I rent a property somewhere in, say, a hurricane territory and a tree falls in the roof, I don't have to pay to fix it. The owner does.
Yeah.
But if I own it, then I'm going to have to pay for that. So you're right. The house is a living, breathing thing, and it can treat you wrong sometimes.
And I know that you're saying like big things, like you're talking about like roof falling in and stuff. This is what I've noticed. A home is built in a certain year. So let's use 2025 as an example. So this home is built in 2025. So everything is new in 2025.
Okay.
In about 7 years, everything starts to fall apart is what I found.
Really?
Your water heater probably will go between 7 and 10 years. Your AC is usually between 9 and 12 years. Those are your big ticket items. You've got, the garbage disposal that's probably going to go. You've got a dishwasher that is now 7 or 8 years old. Refrigerators right now are only lasting about 8 or 9 years. So I feel like a lot of
ridiculous.
times,
Things should last longer.
They should. But I think that that's where people get a little discouraged in home ownership when everything starts to fall apart at the same time.
Could be. Well, why aren't people buying homes? Do you think less people are buying homes today?
I think, and this is just my opinion.
And opinions are like other things. We've all got one.
I think that when the recession hit, a lot of the later 20s group right now,
07, 08, 09, right there.
saw their parents lose their house, saw their parents, with that terrible bankruptcy or foreclosure or whatever was going in financially during that time. They watched their parents go through that, and all of a sudden it jaded the American dream.
Oh, I wonder.
The American dream is no longer what
You think young people were paying attention to that?
They were.
You think so?
I really do, because think about it. If you're 12 or 13, so you're right on that cusp of watching your parents cry and be upset and have to move out of the home because they couldn't afford it, that leaves a mark. And I think that's...
Okay, I'll take that as a reason.
I think
I'll give you another reason. I'm going to give you another reason?
Yeah.
Another reason is that the youth have been coddled by their parents and they have become accustomed to relying on their parents.
I agree.
People are moving out much later, if at all. We've got 3 adult kids. All 3 of them moved out.
That's because I kicked them.
Well, yeah, she did kind of kick them. People that we know,
18, get out.
People that we know do not have adult children who have moved out. They're still there. And we've talked to them and they say things like, well, they're just not ready, or they have been coddled. So there's,
How about this one? My sister.
It used to be when you got to be 21, do I rent or buy? Now it's do I rent, buy, or stay with my folks?
And they stay with the folks is a lot cheaper, right?
Yeah.
And their laundry gets done, and they probably get food
fed.
every night.
Yeah.
So why would you not do that? Okay, but laughing aside, my sister has a son that is getting married, and one thing shocked me when I was talking to her, and she said, oh yeah, for the first 6 months of their marriage, they're going to go live at the wife's parents' house. And after that 6 months, we're going to have them live in our basement at our house.
Right. Well, that's
crazy.
Right. But the reason behind that is they're just getting started. They're going to need that support. That's the thought pattern. In 1975, 1950, because when you talk about the American dream, I think of a white picket fence, 1950s home. Wife's got the apron on. Husband comes home with the briefcase. You know what I'm saying? No. Yes, you do. 1950s. Leave it to Beaver. Come on.
All right.
But even in 1975, 1985, 1990, when you and I got married, there's no expectation that we're going to live with our parents after we get married.
I would never live with my parents if I could avoid it.
So that whole switch in sort of society and how people take that approach is interesting. And I think it falls on our generation. Our parents started the trend of coddling, and we took it to an amazing level.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
So that's probably halting home ownership a little bit.
So that's from the standpoint of 2 things: thought pattern, the psyche of what happened, maybe watching the parents lose a house. Second thing, parents making it really easy for a child to stay at a house. I get that. There are a couple other things that are pretty big.
Are these your opinions or are they actual facts?
No, they're actual.
Okay.
People were used to the low interest rates. They got used to the 2.5%, the 3%, the 4%. But that's really not.
You're in the industry, so you know that's hogwash, right?
That's not reality, though.
I know. Historically, right now, where the rates are at right now, it's really low.
I know, but that's what the problem is. People don't think it's really low. They're like, I got to wait till it gets back down to 4%. Don't wait till it gets back down.
It ain't going there.
No, and then you're going to look back 3 years from now when the rates are even higher than they are right now, and you're going to be like, darn it, I should have bought that property.
What will happen if the rates go down 1.5 points?
I think.
Will homes become more affordable?
No, they won't.
Say no. Why not?
They won't become more affordable.
You know why? Because more people will be buying homes, so there'll be a larger demand and less supply, and prices will go up again. So if you take the interest rate and the home value, if the interest rate goes down and the home value goes up, it's a wash, baby.
I agree. But what will happen if the interest rates go down just a little bit is some of the people that are on the fence will jump off the fence and get into the home buying
Okay,
market.
so then what will happen? What I said will happen.
I agree. But you'll at least get a surge in the marketplace. You'll get a surge of the real estate market, which is good.
Right. I was talking to Scott Gillespie, Evergreen Home Loans. We don't get paid for that ad, by the way. He said to me, he and I agreed that if we get down below 6, like 5.75, we'll probably see a pretty significant bump in activity. Right now, we're just below 7. If we get below 6, I think mentally people will start to go, oh, okay, I can do this. Okay, we're getting closer to that where it was before. But it's staggering. Your father, when he bought his first house, it was 18%.
When we bought our condo, it was
8,
9%.
right? Was it 9? Yeah.
And we bought that down, by the way. I think we paid for a quarter point buy down for that to stay at 9%.
So the interest rates are, you're right. They affect things but affordability overall is what is going to help determine whether people can buy a house or not. Because you also got to take into consideration salaries, home values, interest rates, and all the other things I got to pay for. Inflation happens. Everything costs more. You got less money available to buy a house with.
Correct.
Now, salaries have not gone up in proportion to what home values have gone up.
Correct.
Or the cost of other goods have gone up. So it's a little unfair, which is, if life was fair, then the horse would ride half the time.
Correct.
Right? Life's not fair, but it's more difficult. So that's affecting people's ability to pursue the American dream as far as home ownership goes.
So my question to you, Max, is or Flu?
That's me.
Today, 2025, do you sacrifice to own the American dream?
You should.
And how do you start?
You start by going out less. Let's say I'm 25 years old. Buy less $25 cocktails. Go get my own food instead of paying an extra $5 to DoorDash to have it brought to me. I'm sitting around the house. We were somewhere on vacation with the kids, and we were in a house, and somebody rings the bell, and Kai had ordered McDonald's. I go get the car and go get it. Anyway, so that's just one example. We talk about making it easy, coddling kids, but not just parents, but the whole society. I got a phone now that I can do everything from, right?
Yep.
So the generation that should be looking at buying homes now may be thinking it's a little too difficult. It's a pain in the butt. I can't just put an app on my phone and buy the house. Now, people like Zillow and Homes.com, and they would love for you to just buy your house on the app, but it doesn't work that way.
Correct.
It's a lot more to it. So I think you should you should pursue the American dream by home ownership. I think everybody should, because I have and you have, and we're in a much better spot today than we would have been had we just decided to rent.
Well, and let me piggyback off of that. The quicker you can be a homeowner, the better, because the sacrifice is less. So right now I'm a 24, 25-year-old, which I'm really not.
You look like it.
Oh, thank you. 24, 25-year-old, and I sacrifice. I don't go out every weekend clubbing and drinking, and I save my money, and I get that down payment, and I buy that first initial property. I have less sacrifice because I don't have the spouse. I don't have the children yet. Now, you go later in life, you wait, I'm going to buy my American dream when I'm 30. Well, when you're 30, now you've got a child possibly, or you've got a significant other, and now the sacrifice is even harder.
There's a lot more to spend money on you. Start young. And I think that so many people really rob individuals of the opportunity of the American dream by not being honest about the fact that, it is a sacrifice, but it is so worth it. Yeah, it's a whole dialogue. As a parent, we should be encouraging our children to buy a house. But parents also sometimes go, it's a risk, honey. I don't know if you should do that. But you should. I agree with you. You just got to make the plunge. I mean, how old were you when you got your first property?
18.
See that? I was 27, by the way.
And the first time I got it, it was really interesting because my dad didn't even show it to me. He said, you can buy this property by putting $3,000 down, because we assumed a VA loan, not even being a VA. And so I put the $3,000 down and we bought this.
Beautiful.
We assumed the loan and we bought this property. And that's how I got into
not
only real estate, but that's how I got my property management experience too.
Right. And don't get all caught up in the numbers of, if I buy this and I rent it out, am I going to be making enough on rent to pay for everything? Don't get too caught up in that, because if you can buy a property and your mortgage and your HOA and whatever cost you have almost cover the rent, say you're upside down $200 a month,
do it.
That's okay, because somebody else is making your mortgage payment for you.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get discouraged if you have a house and you're like, oh, I got to sell it because I'll be upside down. No, find a nice renter. Let McKenna Property Management take care of it for you. And over 5-10 years, you look back and go, oh crap, I'm worth $100,000 more.
And the other
right?
thing is you're right. A lot of people go, I can't rent the property because I'll be upside down $200 even on the best month with no repairs and vacancy. That's okay. Most of the time, when you purchase a property and you put it on the rental market almost right away, you're never going to break even those first couple of years. You should always look at the first couple of years as being, I'm going to come out of pocket for this investment. It's just the way that it is.
By the way, you talk about a $200 upside down each month. Have you been to IHOP lately?
I know.
I went with 4 people. It's $80.
I know.
So you cut out 2 meals away. Cut out 2 or 3 meals, or maybe one night out at a bar with your friends, and you're going to cover that. So from a financial standpoint, you can do it. You can do it.
So I'm going to end by saying owning real estate is still one of the best ways to build stability, wealth, and generational opportunity. I wrote that down.
Good for you. That's perfect.
I thought it
I
was
love
perfect.
it. And it's true. Buy real estate. You can buy dirt. Isn't that what one of them songs?
Oh, I love that song.
I mean, we got a president who's a real estate guy. Mm-hmm. And he says, you get rich through real estate. There's that guy that everybody always listens to. Warren Buffett, real estate. And what's that one guy everybody listens to? I forgot his name. Whatever. What's his name? You don't know.
I have no idea.
We could be here all day trying to figure out. So many financial people say, buy real estate. Real estate, it's not going to go bankrupt. You can buy a stock and the company can go bankrupt and your stock can be worth a goose egg. You can buy a house and the market can drop and it'd be worth less than what you paid for it, but she's coming back up. Buy real estate. Buy a house. Pursue the American dream by buying and owning a home.
How about this? The American dream hasn't died. It's just evolved.
Okay, good one. Sorry, I should have reacted better.
I thought that was really good. I thought we need to end our podcast.
No, the American dream has not died. You're right. But it's evolved in a way that's stopping people from pursuing it as much as I think they should.
They should.
The best way to end our broadcast is to say, thanks for tuning in. We're going to see you next time. And if you can,
buy dirt.
Buy a home.
Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted me to go to the country
Be an owner, not a renter, if you can.
All right. Until next time, I'm Jenni McKenna. This guy is Max Zerflew, and this is Thoughts for Rent. Realtors keeping it real.
See y'all.
Bye.
Oh, there you go. Sound good? Okay, good. I'll pass over to Ireland. Here you go, Ken.
Thanks, Pops.